friends, Erica here, back with day 12 of the 31 days of spooky scraps. Today's prompt is spooky friends, and I have the amazing, the wonderful Kathy Sonier McElfresh joining me today, and she is just a master at mixed media and pretty much everything scrapbooking, so definitely check her links out below. Her layouts are always masterpieces. Today I'm continuing my TN series, which is Traveler's Notebook. If you're not familiar with it, I did a spread a couple days back and I really enjoyed it. So I'm just doing a paint scrape technique that I did for one of my videos in Scraptember. And I really enjoyed it. It's basically taking a thick piece of acetate and not so much scraping the paint, but lightly smushing it and encouraging it to drag itself in the direction that you want. And I'm not going for perfection whatsoever. I definitely want a little bit of blending between my paint stripes. And now I'm just transferring the excess paint onto this piece of paper, which is now actually looking kind of neat, and I'm going to use it for some other project later on down the road. For cleanup, I usually use a little bit of magic eraser, and it cleans it right up. I did add some adhesive to this scrap piece of cardboard because as it's drying under my mini fan, I didn't want the page to buckle. And now I'm working on my second page. I had initially cut a piece of foundation paper, but it's kind of expensive, and if I'm not going to be using mixed media on it, I'd much rather save it. So for my second page, I'm going to be making a pocket where two of my film strips photos are going to fit inside of it. I've never made a pocket like this before, but I would imagine it's relatively simple. I just measured 1/4 inch on either side as well as the bottom and cut out squares where the two folds meet, if that makes sense. Similar to how you used to cover your books with contact paper in grade school, kind of like that. So it's looking a little plain, so I'm thinking rather than have my photos be naked, I'm going to write a story and mount my photos on top of that paper. I wanted initially to back both strips, but my story wasn't that long, so one strip will just have plain aqua and the other one will have the story. So I usually cut, as a rule of thumb, things larger than I need, which I'm really glad for in this case, because at first I wasn't going to have any of the aqua showing when you were looking at the photos, and I ended up really liking how it looked, so I ended up leaving a slight aqua border. And one of the strips has a thicker border than the other, but that's totally fine. So now I'm using this great paper. It's acetate paper from Paper House Productions, and as we all know, acetate paper shows everything, so I'm only placing the glue where the pocket's going to be so you can't see it. I'm just smushing that and really working that into the paper, and then I'm going to be applying glue to my pocket and just smushing it. Thankfully, we just got our new bed frame and the box is really heavy, so I'm placing that under there for effective smushness. And now back to my first page. I am using these Carrie Bradford paint splatter stamps, which, oh my goodness, I love them. I use them all the time, and I mean, I could definitely make my own paint splatters, but it's so much more convenient being able to place them exactly where you want. Now I'm placing this little monster, which I fussy bladed out, as well as this phrase that says, "Put your hands in the air if you just don't scare." And that's pretty much it. The alpha was from Felicity Jane. It says, "Spooky friends are the best friends." And it was a pretty quick page, pretty quick spread. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!